if you find it hard to do certain things, do new things, and if you feel you're not in your life where you want to be, and you really don't understand what it is that you want to do with your life in your career, then this session might give you some important answers. Hello, everyone. We're going to get ready, and today's session is going to be about limiting beliefs, why they are important and how they might be holding you back, and how you can make sure they are not stopping you or making you small in your own life. This is going to be a very small session, okay, but a really powerful and a deep one. So, first thing that I want to tell you about is what are limiting beliefs? क्या होते हैं limiting beliefs and how they stop us from living our life the best or doing our best or utilizing our full potential. So, limiting beliefs, as the name suggests, are the limitations that you have put on yourself. So, limiting beliefs are nothing but certain self imposed limitations. Now, it doesn't make logical sense, right? Why would anybody want to put a limitation onto themselves? So, वो खुद नहीं करते हैं. What happens is, in our childhood, when our brain is developing, when we are developing as a person, and throughout our years when we are growing up till the age of say 2025, what happens is we might go through certain incidents which leave a deep scar on us. We don't really realize, and we put the thoughts or that incident that happened as a limit on us. I'll give you an example. Okay, I had a mentee who was preparing for CAT, and what had happened was he could not form proper English sentences. He was working in TCS, he could speak English, he could understand it, but he couldn't speak it fluently. He would always find it hard to form proper sentences or say it very well. So I was very worried, and we did this session for him, and we figured out that the reason why it was happening to him is we were having this discussion around limiting belief, and he said, "Ma'am, I remember one incident. When I was small in my school, I was one of the people who were very good at debates and competitions, and I was very much into speaking and speaking well. But what happened was one day, I was in fourth class then. What happened was I was put in front of the school prayer, and I was supposed to say a Sanskrit prayer. Now what happened was I was on the mic and I couldn't remember some of the Sanskrit words, and I fumbled. And I fumbled so hard for like a minute or two, I couldn't even speak. And that idea that and that incident left such a deep mark on me. I didn't realize it till now, till you said it. But now I realize it left such a mark on me that after that incident, I never tried to take part in any speaking competition or take any initiative to speak. And I think probably that is the reason why growing up I felt shy, and I felt that uh, scared feeling whenever I want to speak, and that has impacted my speech. So, do you see what happened there? A small incident that happened in childhood, which can happen with anyone. Like anybody can forget. Our, you know, Sanskrit is not our natural or mother tongue. But even after that, people can have that as a limitation imposed on them, and that can stop them from achieving their goals, which is he wants to get into IIM. But how can he get there if he has a limiting belief like that? So what we did was we first worked on removing his limiting belief, and as soon as he got aware of it, he worked on removing it. He became so much better at speaking fluently. I'll give you another example. Um, I am into mentoring, right? I have figured out mentoring as the thing that I want to do for my life. But that was not the case always. In fact, I used to hate teaching growing up. That was another self imposed limitation that I put on myself. Why? Because when I was small, I was from a village going to a school against my parents' wishes. And I was a really good child. I was a really good student, like too good, too innocent kind of students who would only sit in the front seat, will not say a bad word about teachers. So I had these teachers who I used to respect a lot, but what happened was I saw students who were abusing these teachers, and I got scared. I used to be like, I can never take someone abusing me. I can never take someone saying such bad words behind my back. So I'm never going to be a teacher in my life. So I had that limiting belief for a long time. Even after I tried mentoring, before deciding it as my career path, I took a lot of time to do a lot of different things, and I didn't really enjoy it. But when I enjoyed mentoring, I asked myself, I enjoy it, but why don't I take it as my career path? What is stopping me? And I realized that limiting belief that I had built, that shame and cringe that I had built around teaching, is what was stopping me from taking mentoring as my main career path. And I kid you not, I realized that I accepted mentoring as my path. And since that, then life has changed. I work much more than what I used to work in corporate, because there you have Saturday Sunday off. Here you don't have any off at all. You're always working. Your mind is always into what can happen wrong, or what I need to do. So removing that limiting belief of teaching that I had, it helped me to find my purpose, my career. So I want you to ask yourself, if I'm not able to figure out my own life, if I'm scared of trying new things, maybe I have certain limiting beliefs around it. And identifying and removing that limiting belief gave me my purpose in life, mentoring. And I'm happy to do it. I feel good doing it. I earn enough money from it, and at the same time people get results. The amount of reviews I get from people saying this is something I've never done before, or you changed my life, or if you can change me, a person who couldn't even speak 8 sessions before, to speak so well and convert all the IIMs, you have to do it, you can do it. So that happened only after I removed my limiting belief. So all of this to tell you that if you're facing it, finding it hard to find out what it is that you yourself want to do in your career, maybe the answer lies in your limiting beliefs. So identify your limiting beliefs and crush them one by one. Why would you want to live a life which is less? Why would you want to we have only one life. Why would you want to limit yourself from anything just because of certain stupid incident that happened growing up that you didn't even pay attention to? We don't want to do that. So how do you go about finding your limiting beliefs? Is a very simple question. I want you to sit down today, take out 5 minutes for yourself and take a pen and paper, okay? And I want you to ask yourself, what are the things that I believe I can't do? That's the simple question, and it'll give you all the limiting beliefs that you have. Think about all the things, come up with at least 20. Give your brain an exercise to think deep, okay? And ask yourself, what are the things that I believe I cannot do? What can I not do? Okay, and that will give you an answer into what are your limiting beliefs. And just to give you another example, okay? So I had for a long time another limiting belief where I used to say to myself, I can never be a salesperson. Okay, and now I am doing business, and sales and marketing is the backbone, the core thing of doing any business. There's a statistic which says 90% of startups and businesses fail because of lack of proper sales and marketing. And a lot of those businesses have immensely useful and good products. But despite that, a good product with bad marketing and sales can fail a business. But there are multiple businesses, you and I both know, which are shitty. Products are completely shitty. They are not good for us, good for the entire environment. For example, Coca-Colas and all of these things. And they are booming, they are running well, and they are able to create a space for themselves. Why? Because of good sales and marketing. But for a long time I had sales as a limiting belief. I was like, I cannot be a salesperson in my life. And I was so scared of doing sales. Like, For the first 1.5 years, I used to struggle with it. I used to feel that cringe whenever I wanted to do, you know, pitch myself. And although I'm working on it, I realized where it came from. I was not very confident growing up, and somewhere I developed this that, I cannot be very outgoing, or I cannot talk about money. I'm not comfortable about money because I had faced issues related to money during my childhood. So as soon as I realized that, I started working that from July or June, July last year. And since that, I have made much more money in mentoring than I've made in the past, 3 to 4 years. I have went ahead and introduced so many programs. So many good reviews have come. My brand as a mentor has been built. I have been invited for interview sessions, opportunities, everything. Why? Because that growth only happened when I started to realize my limiting belief around sales and marketing. And I realized I am not essentially bad at it. It's just that I have that scared feeling around it because I still have that as a limiting belief. So you could also be doing that. Okay, some of the things, your answer to what I want to do in life may actually lie in the things that you say you can't do. For example, I said I can't do teaching, I can't do sales, and now in the business of doing that. Another thing that helped me to remove that limiting belief around sales was my mentor told me, and I used to see sales as a very as a service. I used to see sales as a I now see sales as a service. Why? Because there are so many scammers, there are so many coaches, who take people money from people and don't provide them with results. I have personally been scammed of 2 lakh rupees I spent in a coach. I wouldn't call that person a mentor, a coach. 2 lakh rupees I spent there and I got nothing. So people are having problems, people need solutions. If I, a genuine person, does not go out and tell them this is what exists and this is how it can help them, if I don't go ahead and do sales or do marketing of the good stuff that I am doing, then other people who are scammers, who are good at sales and marketing but are not good with their intention, can actually go around and scam people of their hard-earned money, and they will not even get results. I am doing an injustice to my own target audience if I do not go ahead and do sales. It's a service. And since then, my comfort with sales has been increasing. And I see every single person who comes to the programs and stuff, they say, Deepa, it was so much more and worth than the money that I gave you. There are some people who just in one session say, I have although paid for 15 sessions, but it feels like this one session was worth my entire money. Okay, so not to say what I'm doing, it's good or anything, although it is, but coming to the point, your question of what it is that I want to do in this life may actually be stemming from, one of the limiting beliefs that you have. I found what I wanted to do with my life and what I enjoy in my limiting beliefs, which is sales and marketing. So go through your limiting beliefs and do this exercise. Maybe one of your answer comes from there. Why would you want to live a lesser life? Why would you want to make yourself small? कोई और बाहर से नहीं आ रहा है, आप खुद ही अपने आप को लिमिट क्यों करोगे? You can live such a bigger life, you can do so many more things. Why would you want to limit yourself? So don't limit yourself. Do this self limiting belief exercise and ask yourself, there are 2 steps that you'll do. First, ask yourself, what are the things that I feel I can't do? And you will get all of your limiting beliefs. Make sure you're doing at least 20. When you give your brain the exercise to think more, it will come with a lot of things. And second thing is, ask yourself, where are all of these beliefs stemming from? For example, my limiting belief around teaching was stemming from the curse that I saw people, the people who were the students who were cursing my teachers at school. So I was like, I do not want to be like that. And that acted as a limiting belief for me and was stopping me from teaching or having mentoring as my main life's purpose and core business, then another person's example that I gave you, right? The person who couldn't speak very well, who did not have good interpersonal skills, that stemmed from his limiting belief in childhood, where he got ashamed in front of the whole school for not saying a few Sanskrit words. And I'll give you another example, okay? I, for the longest time, believed that I'm not a singer. Like, I'm not even a bathroom singer. I was limiting myself so much. I was so afraid of singing that I would not even sing in the bathroom when I'm alone. Why? Because I realized that limiting belief around singing happened when when I was in college in my MBA. So there was this one of our classmates who was sitting with a guitar, and he was saying, "I will play guitar and you guys come and each one of you sing something." So every single person was singing something. That time, I don't know if it was low energy or what it was. I sang very, in a low voice. So this person said to me, "You cannot sing like this." Was a singer, respected singer in our batch. So his words really made an impact on me. He said, "You cannot sing. You sing so low. Nobody can even hear you. Like, you can't sing, Bima." And that stayed with me. And after like 5 or 6 years, I got to have a friend who was a singer, and he would push me to sing. And he would push me even in like parties or get-ups, that get-togethers that we are having. And I would always be like, I can't sing." And he's like, "Nobody's judging you. It's just us. Come sing." And I would always be so scared with the name of singing. When I did this limiting belief exercise, I realized that it stems from that one incident that happened in MBA. And that's the reason why I feel so scared of singing. And now when I did, like, I worked on that limiting belief and I started singing. Although I'm not good, I'm nowhere, but I sing well. I sing nice. And I have had people saying to me, like, "You could do something in this field." I'm not going to do it, but like, just to know, just to feel my voice, just to sing, and just to be able to do something that I was so scared of doing for so many years, it does something to you. You're more happier, you're more peaceful, and you know you're not limiting yourself. You're not settling with less of anything, less of money, less of health, or less of yourself. So go ahead and do that exercise. Ask yourself what it is that is stopping me or limiting me in my life, and where is it stemming from. Those are the two questions that you ask. And if you want to go even deeper, although it's a big deep topic, there's a lot of things that have to be done, but you can do this simple exercise and this can also help you. Third thing that you can ask yourself is, what can I do about this? Like, how do I reframe this limiting belief? How can I practice to actually go ahead and do it, which this thing that I'm stopping myself from? And go ahead and start practicing that, and your question of what it is that I want to do in my life may actually get clear to you, like it happened for me. Sales and teaching were my biggest limiting beliefs, but now they are my career, they are the purpose of my life, they are the things which help me impact more people and get internal satisfaction in life. And I'm so grateful to have that, and that happened only because I worked on and identified my limiting beliefs. So that's what I leave you with. Identify your limiting beliefs, work on it, and ask yourself, why would I be wanting to settle with less? You do not deserve any less. You deserve to live life to your full potential. And I hope and wish and pray for you that you do that. Bye bye, and I'll see you tomorrow.